art and artists are such an important aspect here on the East End. So tonight we are at the Walk Tall Gallery in East Hampton, and we're celebrating the 23rd annual Artist Studio Tour, which is a wonderful, wonderful event. You mustn't miss it. It happens twice a year. We're going to find out all about it, and we're going to learn about the Artist Alliance on the East End. So come on, let's go. So I'm here with Phyllis Hammond. Phyllis is the president of the Artist Alliance of the East End. Hello, Phyllis.
Hello. Very nice you're here.
Thank you. We are so happy to be here.
Thank you.
Now tell me, how long have you been president of the Artist Alliance?
Just a year.
Wow.
And this is our first big event. It's very exciting. We have 10 days of exhibits.
How large is the Artist Alliance now?
Oh, it's about 400 members. We have a lot of new people, which is very nice.
You still keep it feeling small. Is that very important?
Yes, it is, as a matter of fact. For a lot of artists that don't have agents, this is a very important beginning for them to socialize and evolve as artists. It's a very important first step.
And you're also an artist, a sculptor.
Yes, yes.
So you've been a member of the Artist Alliance for a long time?
Since 1988, and on the board since 2003. So it's a long time.
Wow. So how did it enhance your life becoming a member as an artist?
Well, I think opening my studio every year has made me change, forced me to change. I've had big commissions, I've worked all my life, but it's this very free aluminum pieces and not figurative. I've worked figuratively all my life, and it's a whole new expression, because when you're doing the studio tour each year you need something different. So it's forced me to evolve as an artist.
Wow, Phyllis, well, this is fantastic, and we encourage all our viewers to get out there and go to the studio tour, because it's a fantastic event. I'm here with one of the artists, Mark Perry. Hi, Mark.
Hi,
nice to see you. You are also a new member of the Artist Alliance. So how does it feel to be a new member? How has it affected before you were a member and now being a member? How has that affected you?
Well, it's keeping me, I know what's going on. Sorry, I know what's going on more, and it's helping me show some work.
Yeah, and you feel
get to know more
community.
Artists. Yeah, eventually, as gradually, you meet people, and it's a big artist community. So you meet people and forget names, but
And
it
a fantastic
helps.
artist history out here, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
So do you also live out here?
I do, quite long weeks, and longer and longer actually.
I know, right?
Yeah, we spend more time out here.
I know. Now this is your piece right behind us.
Yes.
Are you inspired by the beauty that's around us here on the East End?
Definitely, yes. I have a lot of landscape, but yeah, I've done a lot of paintings from subject matter out here. This is Joshua Tree.
Oh, wow, another beautiful place.
Yes, yes.
Amazing. Great. Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to Artist Alliance of the East End.
Thank you, Zoe.
Okay, so I'm here with Tom Steele, another artist. You're a photographer.
Yes.
And you have a fabulous photo here, and you're also a member of the Artist
Let's
Alliance.
talk about the studio tour, because that's really what's happening.
That is. And it's the 23rd annual studio tour.
It is. And what's really great about the studio tour is that it just opens up the studios. And every year we have new artists on the tour, because there's a lot of artists that move out here every year. They open up their studios, and it's just great to go on. On the tour we've got artists that are been on the tour before, and we've got a whole bunch of new people.
It's nice to see where people work and where the art comes from.
It is, and that's really the whole thing about it, because when you normally go to a gallery, the product is finished, and you might only see the artist at the opening reception, for example, or at a talk. And so by coming to the artist studio and visiting with them, you can see work that they're working on, stuff in process, stuff that's finished, stuff from years ago, some of the most current stuff, and you can talk about it with the artist and find out just what inspired them, what they were doing.
How do people learn more about it?
They can go to the Artist Alliance website, which is artiststudiotour.org.
Or just go to Google and put Artist Alliance. And
That's right. Artist Alliance of East Hampton, right? And Google Artist Alliance of East Hampton. You can go to Bookhampton buy tickets.
Oh, great.
We have several retail outlets around town. Or they can call the Artist Alliance and get information at 324-2225.
Great. Gosh,
So,
you really have all the information.
I
And
do.
You have an
And I've got
amazing
my photograph here.
Wait,
Yeah.
let me step over here. Tell me about this. Where is this?
This is called Montauk Bluffs.
Beautiful.
It's a photograph, and most of my work is very large scale. So this I would normally do like an 80 inches wide.
Wow.
And what's cool about this. This is if you go to Ditch Plains,
I know
and then
exactly. I was going to say that's Ditch Plains.
and go west.
Right.
Just hoof it about 10 minutes west of Ditch Plains, and this is where you'll find this location very early in the morning. But this is actually a composite. It's about 80 photographs, and then I stitch them all together.
Oh, interesting.
And by doing that, it's the only way I can make those really large
So you just
prints.
shoot.
Yes, exactly. In a grid pattern. Then I'll put it all together, and I'll end up with a file that'll be about a gigabyte at 300 dpi. So I can do a very large print and have some really nice detail. And the way you interact with the piece as a viewer, when you have that much detail at that kind of resolution and that size of a print, is what the work is mostly about. But it's also a lot about preservation out here too.
Wow, you must have amazing photographs. That's great.
I have to say I
I'm
do.
here with Wendy Wachtal, owner of Wachtal Gallery in East Hampton. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, how are you today?
This is
Thanks for coming.
fantastic.
Thank you. I'm excited too.
So
It's
you're
great.
hosting the kickoff party for the 23rd Annual Artist Studio.
This is actually one of the Artist Alliance shows that we'll be having here. We have one show of every Artist Alliance member once a week for the months that are coming, for the next 10 months.
It's good to know.
This is our big celebration party for the studio tour, though.
This is great. So what makes you're very close affiliated to the Artist Alliance. Why do you think it's so important to have an Artist Alliance at East End? Why is it so important?
They're the oldest artists community group out here. There was, I think, as everyone knows, a moment of squabbles to be had and last year, and we've just really decided, I think we all got together and decided that it was time to do something very positive, celebrate, break bread together, show our work,
Focus on the art.
and have some fun. This is joyous. This is art. The work is beautiful, and I think everybody gets to come together and visit each other, and we'll be doing this. This is Howard Lazar's work. He will be showing with me in September as one of the members. Eve Stewart over there, a brilliant photographer, is going to be showing as well. A number of these people actually are going to be having their own individual shows. And then this one's really exciting because then everyone gets to go and see the artists in their studios and in their milieu, and it's just
And we
wonderful.
understand that each piece here correlates to somebody's studio. Somebody's studio is going to be
exactly
on the tour.
right. There's one, with a couple of exceptions. There's 2 pieces of Howard's, 2 pieces of Eve's, but in most cases it's one piece. That's the artist, and you can visit them on the tour for your very minimal ticket price.
Now, are you an artist as well?
I am, yes, but we don't really talk about it.
Okay. But you are doing
that's
your
my secret
as long
life.
as you're still we're doing your art. You
Yeah.
have time to do your art.
I have it up here actually, but I just won't tell you which ones it is.
yeah.
And I hear you're an artist.
I am an artist.
Okay, so
But we won't talk about that.
No, send it on over. Send it on over.
Well, that's great. You do so much for the Artist Alliance. So
Well, I
that's
really
fantastic.
love them. I think they're a great group, and I think that every community needs a refreshing kind of an experience. And I think this is it. I'm in the middle of East Hampton,
Yeah.
$1 billion a month. just to cover the rent, and here we are now just showing all these great artists. There's like 50 artists here, I think.
So
At
I'm
the
not asking for myself, maybe. If, say, there's an artist, I have a friend, and they wanted to, they're a part of the Artist Alliance, and they wanted to show some work, how do they get in touch with you?
They can just call me or email me. Shall I give you the number now?
Sure.
Okay.
You're going to be busy.
324-9776, and the email is wachtalgallery@yahoo.com.
I'm here with artist Daniela Landelius. Hello, Daniela. I tried, but you say your name so much more beautiful than I do. You are also a new member of the Artist Alliance of the East End. Can you tell me what that means to you to be a member and how it's affected you?
Well, I come out here to the Hamptons to work, get away from the city. That's where I have my other studio. And as much as I love, the isolation of being my own creative world, it's also great to get together with other artists. Just because we move in the same environment, so we're inspired by the same things. And I'm originally from Sweden, but I've been in New Yorker for 10 years. So
So the Artist Alliance makes it Makes it more of a community for you, an accessible community for you.
Yeah, and there's a lot of wonderful artists in America that I've been surrounded by that, you know, inspire me and that kind of help me get, you know, into the whole scenario of trying to market yourself. It's difficult to be an artist.
And to see other artists out here, correct?
Oh yeah, everywhere. Yeah, and you know, every time we have art talks, you know, we get together, we talk about our new work. It's lovely. It's absolutely fantastic.
And so, have you been on the studio tour before? You're a part of the studio tour, but have you gone on the studio tour before?
No, actually I haven't, because last year I just came in to this, but I was excited about it, and then my other studio's in Montauk, so I'm actually showing with Phyllis, the
Gosh,
president.
you're so lucky.
Yeah, no, we have fun. We're like two little girly girls. We have our poodles running around. It's fabulous. She's an amazing sculptor.
Your studio, or you share with Phyllis?
I share it with Phyllis. We're well, it's in her house, but she's got this amazing walls. My art is very poppy, expressional. She does these great metal figures that kind of turn in the air. So it's like a perfect little mix.
Are you ever working on your art at the same time, doing these different kinds of pieces?
I will be working in the studio.
Yeah.
I have a show coming up in during the Scope, so I will be working towards that show during the Sturgis tour. So whoever comes there will see, you know, the process of getting ready for a show.
Now, do you have any apprehension about opening up your studio, that kind of private space, to people, or not at all?
Absolutely, absolutely. The minute, you know, I find that waterproof primer, I'll hang a painting outside my house, and there they come. So
well, we look forward to seeing your studio.
Thank you.
And to seeing more of your work. Thank you, Daniela.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm here with Gene Samuelson.
All right.
Gene Simmons, not really, just kidding. Gene Samuelson, an artist here, and also a member of the Artist Alliance in the East End, right?
Right.
Tell me about what it means to you to be a member.
Well, I will just preface it by saying that after about 100 years of back and forthing, we are living here full time for a few years. So both my wife and I decided to try and join things, and I've spent my career as an art director, etc. And so I thought that perhaps the Artist Alliance would give me an opportunity to meet people of like interests, as opposed to, say, joining the astronomy club or the stamp club.
Which would be fun too.
Well, it could be, but anyway, I didn't do that.
Maybe not the stamp club.
Oh, no. I don't understand that whole thing. You know, everybody has all these little packets of stamps. So anyway, I joined the Artist Alliance, and it has given me a chance to meet people of like interest. I've been involved in a number of things that the Alliance has done, exhibits, though this is the first studio tour that I've participated in. Probably because I really don't have a studio per se. I'm a watercolorist. I usually work outside, so I have a corner of a room that I work in the deep winter.
I'm here with Susan Rockford, correct? Co-chair of the Artist Studio Tour. Hi.
Hi, how are you? Welcome.
Thank you. Congratulations. The kickoff party. We're very excited.
Oh, it's wonderful, really. We're glad to see such a wonderful turnout. We worked very hard putting it together and drumming up enthusiasm, and
it's a very unique event. I mean, to be able to go inside Artist Studio, see some of their work you haven't seen, maybe see them work. How did this get started?
Well, the organization was started actually in memory of Jimmy Ernst, who was a very famous abstract painter out here, and in the days of de Kooning and Pollock, and obviously this area has a very, very rich history in the arts, and so the organization was started 24 years ago, and soon thereafter the studio tour started. I mean, I'm not personally familiar with how it ran exactly.
It's a great idea. We love it.
In the first years, but it's come to be a pretty major event out here.
What makes it so special to you?
I'm on the board of the Artist Alliance, and it's an opportunity not only to meet some wonderful artists and get to know people in the organization better, but also to help put together an event that is a really exciting event and really has its roots, you know, in the artistic community out here in the Hamptons. So, I mean, that's really what excites me about it.
Now, are there different artists each time, or do some artists come into are part of the tour, then they stop, and then they come back to the tour?
It varies. I mean, there are some artists who are on the tour repeatedly. This year, actually, we have a number of new artists.
This is the year to start doing this event.
Yeah, I mean, we really have a lot of new artists. It's very exciting. You know, you'll get to visit the artists in their studios, see their work, see their homes, possibly their gardens. I mean, their entire environment, you know, creative environment. And it's really worth doing. You know, for $55 a ticket, you can go all 3 days or one day, and it's self-guided. We provide a map. And, you know, you can just do your thing, and it's you know, an exciting event.
Susan, well, it's been so nice talking to you. You are also an artist, so we look forward to seeing your art.
It's going to be exciting because I had been a photographer and been doing digital photography, and I went back to painting about a year ago. So the show here is actually paintings, and I'm really very excited about them. Yeah, so, and I'm showing actually with Setha Lowe, who is a ceramicist sculptor, and her work is really wonderful. And our work is very synergistic, so it should be a great show. So look for it.
Here with Camille Perrotet, an artist, and an artist on the studio tour. You're here picking up your signs, right? This is what people will see when they go to a studio.
Yes. This is the signs.
Are you excited?
Yes. It's, I think it's my third year. Yeah.
So what's it like having people come to your studio?
I love it. It's,
why?
Just because you can explain your work, you know, and it's fun to see people and different reactions, and I love it.
And it's important to have people see your work. Why do you think that's important?
Of course it's important. And to see where you are working also. I think you have a better sense of understanding the work. And the artist, I think it's wonderful to have this opportunity.
And then will you also go on the tour and go around to see other studios?
If I have the time.
Maybe next studio tour.
It's always tricky. If you are in your studio, you can't.
Yes, this one you have to be in your studio. The next one you can go. Here with Jim Hayden, an artist, a fantastic artist, and a member and a board member of the Artist Alliance, right? Of East End?
Yep.
Well,
This is my first year on the board, and a lot of hard work.
It is?
A lot of hard work. Oh my God. I haven't stopped.
But you love it.
Yeah.
It's a labor of love, right? Tell me about your piece here.
Yeah. Well, what happened there is that I was doing a lot of work on glass with oil inks. I've been in the printing business my whole adult life. I owned a printing business. And I was working with these inks, but when I work inside in the studio, they stink. You know, there's a heavy odor, and I don't think the vapors are that good for you either. So what I do now in the wintertime is I work with ink, which doesn't have any of that toxic, you know, vapor and things of that nature, and I can do it inside. And then in the summer I do my dirty work outside, where I, you know, health reasons, you know, just.
You can't give your secret away.
Well,
how do you get it to have that movement?
Okay. Well, I make my own brushes out of different material. And then I have to work with the viscosity of the ink. Some inks I use watered down, very thin. Others I have to thicken, or I have to let them, like in cooking, they let things cook down. Well, sometimes I let this evaporate, it gets thicker, and then I can use it, and it will give me a different effect in the different ways that I use it. But it's also a matter of applying the pressure on the brush and doing it in the strokes. And I actually throw out 20, 30, 40 pieces before I can keep one.
Are you a perfectionist?
No, it's just
it burns.
You know, if you have to get everything together. I'll stand and I'll have to take deep breaths, get into some sort of yoga type of breathing, or Tai Chi or something to concentrate, and then you just really have to make things happen. One little slip or balance and the whole thing's off. You got to throw it out.
So you're on the artist studio tour.
Yes.
It'll be interesting to come and see your studio.
Oh, it's like the old Barnes collection in Philadelphia, from ceiling to floor.
I'm here with sculptor Roz Kane. Hi, Roz.
I paint and I sculpt.
And a painter.
I also do a little digital photography.
Wow.
And as I say, I mix it all up all the time.
I'm really curious about sculpture, how you create it. Can you tell me about how you created this piece behind us?
Well, I start with paper, mat board paper, make a pattern flat, and then I cut it out, and I wet it, and shape it. When it's wet, it bends, and when it dries, it holds its shape. And then the whole thing goes to a flat piece of metal. I've done aluminum, I've done brass.
Wow.
And I have to have some of it I can bend myself, and some I'm not strong enough. I have to get some other hands or men or foundry or fire or whatever, and we end up with.
And you're on the studio tour? Where's your studio?
I'm on the studio tour. I'm in South Hampton. I hope you'll come.
I would love to. I'm here with artist Athos Zacharias.
Well, I don't know. I don't have my name tag. So
We
I'm
know
not
who
sure
you
who I
are.
am.
We know who you are.
Okay,
and we know
Zoe,
this is your
fellow
piece
Greek.
behind us.
Okay.
Fantastic piece.
I'm wearing pink tonight, yes.
You're a member of the Artist Alliance?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
For a few years now, yes.
And are you happy you're a member? How has it enhanced
I'm
you?
a pretty happy member, yes.
Good. Tell me about this piece behind me.
Well, what does it look like to you? That's not fair.
Not like Pilgrim.
It's not fair. It's an abstraction.
Yes.
But I start with nothing in mind.
I know that.
How do you know that? I spent years trying to stop thinking and just start painting.
Yeah.
So I throw paint in the canvas like they make a pizza pie, and I push it around over and over and over and over until something looks like this.
Yes.
Then I stop, and then I usually get a name for it.
Fantastic.
Basically, that's it. But
Now, are all your pieces small, or do you do some?
no, I'm painting 5 feet tall. Right now I'm painting 46 inches tall, 40 inches wide. I'm doing a series of those. Last year I painted 50 small paintings, 8 by 10 inches, then a little bit larger. This came after. So,
Fantastic. Well, we enjoyed talking to you. Keep
thank
up
you,
the work.
Zoe.
Beautiful. Matsuoka. Did
Yes.
I say it right?
Yes,
and
you
it's a
did.
beautiful evening. Isn't
Yes,
it
it is
beautiful,
gorgeous.
Lynn?
Yes.
And you do some beautiful portraits, but quickly. You do them quickly. Tell me about what you're doing for Artist Alliance.
Well, I'm a reportage artist. That means I work quickly from life. So every year I do drawings for a donation to the Art Alliance to help raise money for the organization. I do just quick, 5-6 minute drawings. Sometimes they get to be 8-minute drawings because I hate to stop. But the point is just to do something really beautiful and looks just like the person, so they're happy with the small price they pay, and then it helps the Alliance.
So how did you get into this area?
Well, I always liked to draw very quickly, and I've worked all my career with sports and theater. And I studied with a guy named Jack Potter at Visual Arts many years ago, and he taught you how to do this. So I went to Japan and never came back for 34 years. And I worked with the worlds of kabuki and sumo backstage in the dressing rooms, and I just draw real quick. I mean, that's just something I developed. I don't know where it came from, but there it was, so I ran with it. So now I go to the Hampton Classic, and I do the horses, and I'll be there this summer. I have a booth there. And I've been working with Bay Street to raise money.
We're there too, Lynn.
Oh, fabulous. Okay. And I like doing things that raise money for causes. Like I'm working with Bay Street, and I have all these drawings I did of Shanghai Moon, and I'll work with the next production. And then I'm donating them to their gala. So people can come and buy a signed drawing of Julie Halston or Charles Bush or somebody, and the money goes to the theater.
Lynn, thank you so much for all you do. It's wonderful.
much.
I'm here with Frank Sofo. Hi, Frank.
Hi, how are you?
An artist and member.
I'm a member of the Artist Alliance.
And the tour. The
And
studio
I will be
tour.
part of the studio tour,
Fantastic.
which I've done for a few years, and it's always a pleasant experience to have people come in and be able to talk about your work.
So you work in a studio? Do you take pictures of your...
No, this painting here was done on the spot. This was done at not far from where I live at Maidstone Park.
Yeah, of course. I live near there too.
Okay, and so it was done last summer. So sometimes I go out of just, when the weather gets nice, I like to venture out of the studio. And the wintertime, of course, I work in the studio. But I work, you know, I often go to the sketch outdoors. I love the beach, so I carry a sketchbook on the beach, and I sketch people sitting on the beach, and often that becomes paintings also. So, you know, so.
Do you have a favorite spot that you like to paint that you come back to?
No, you know, when I said the beach, I like to, you know, mainly I do a lot of beachscapes. So this is just a little different because, well, it is kind of a beachscape. It's by Maidstone Beach, you know. But usually I do figurative stuff, or people sitting in beach chairs or sleeping. This is one of, you know, it's different because it's more my pure landscapes without there's no people in, you know. So, but I like to do both, you know, and so. And I like to use color. I'm influenced by the Impressionists and you know, Van Gogh and Gauguin, and so I'm kind of you might see some of that influence there, you know. So.
Well, beautiful work. I'm here with beautiful artist Bastian Schmidt. Hello.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. So this is your piece behind us.
Yes.
And are you a member of the Artist Alliance?
Yes, I'm actually a member since a short time. We've been living here for 7 years, and I thought it would be really great to be a part of this group.
Great. Well, how has it enhanced you as an artist?
I can't say so far because it's my first studio tour, but I'm very excited. I think it's a great thing to have a community out here of artists who bond together.
Congratulations for you to open up your doors to people to come into your studio. Is that scary?
No, not at all. Actually, I show my work a lot privately, and I have a lot of shows, but I just thought it would be a nice opportunity to show it out in the Hamptons in a more casual setting and in the summer setting. I think it's a great idea there.
Well, thank you, Bastian. It's so nice to meet you.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
I'm here with artist Annette Heller. Hello, Annette. Welcome.
Hi, Zoe. Thank you.
Now, you are on the studio tour this year?
I am.
How exciting. Oh, are you excited?
I am looking forward to it.
Yeah. Is it a little scary opening your doors to people coming in?
In a way. I understand that it can be 75 in the first two, you know, each of the first 2 days. So I have all kinds of friends coming to assist.
What a great opportunity to get your work out there and to be seen.
Yeah, it's very special, and I have a little schedule. My daughter's coming, and morning people and afternoon people, and I'm hoping that we'll be happy we did it. Yeah.
So you're a member of the Artist Alliance?
I am.
And what does that mean to you to be a member of the Artist Alliance?
Well, it means an identity with the art community. It's very important, and it's wonderful that they have a member show, which is coming up. This is incredible.
They're so supportive, aren't they?
Yeah, in very many different ways. And you get their news every week, you get an email, and it's exciting. So you know who's showing in Chelsea and who's showing across the country somewhere, and it's fun.
Yeah, it is. That's a really important aspect. Thank you so much, Annette. We look forward.
And welcome.
Hi, this is Eve Stewart. She's one of the Artist Alliance artists
Eve.
who are showing in the show, the preview show, in the studio tour, and she's also going to be doing a full show, solo show, for one of the week-long shows that we do for the Artist Alliance every month.
Which is a great opportunity for members of the Artist Alliance. So each month, 1 week out of each month, you will show a different member of the Artist Alliance.
Exactly, and it can be a group show or it can be solo. Eve is going to be doing a solo, and as you can see, she warrants it. She's absolutely brilliant.
Can you tell me a little bit about how you capture such beauty and such quiet?
I guess I sort of have a poetic way of looking at the world, and I look at images and try to capture something that seems to capture a whole world in that particular view. And a lot of people think that my work looks old-fashioned, that it's evocative of a long ago time, but it's just, I feel that I want it to be evocative of a mood and a time and a place.
And the ambient light, you use all natural light?
Yeah, I do.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eve. Okay, so what are you waiting for? Get to Bookhampton, buy your tickets, and outside the studios, you're going to see these signs for the Artist Studio Tour, and go have fun, enjoy some art, and enjoy seeing these studios.